What's up, Hokie fans? This is Coach Mike Holmes coming to you with the last installment of the 10-minute tailgate for the 2024 season. The Hokies did it. We beat UVA, we made a bowl game, and now we're heading on down to Charlotte to play the Minnesota Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten in the Duke's Mayo Classic. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put together a couple of recipes that have a little bit of tie-in. One is going to tie in to Duke's mayonnaise. The other, our drink, is going to tie in to the Golden Gophers. So for this, for the recipe this week, we're going to do a Carolina Twinkie. So this Carolina Twinkie is going to be a little different. So it's going to be a little bit longer. So buckle in. We're going to make some pimento cheese from scratch that has some Duke's mayonnaise in it. And then we're going to stuff it inside a jalapeno. And we're going to wrap it inside some sausage and bacon. And then we're going to smoke it. So it's kind of like a smoked jalapeno popper. It's going to be super awesome. Really, really good. So for our drink, we're then going to make what's called a Gold Rush. And it's a ginger-infused bourbon drink. So it's kind of like a bourbon mule, but it's kicked up a notch with a few extra kicks of ginger. I think you're really going to like it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by making our pimento cheese. So what I have here is I have a pound of sharp white Vermont cheddar. We're going to get that into our bowl. Make sure we get every little bit. Pre-shredded cheddar is hard to find, so if you need to get it yourself, go ahead. I took a solid block and shredded it myself. Okay, can't have pimento cheese without pimentas, so I have some pre-diced pimentos. I also put it on my cutting board and I give them another little quick rough chop. Try to get as much of the juice as you can out of it. I tried to squeeze as much of that oil as you can out. So try to keep as much of that as you can out of there. Okay. Got 6 tablespoons of, again, the one and only Duke's mayonnaise. For the Duke's Mayo bowl, 6 tablespoons of Duke's Mayo right there. I have 4 ounces, half a cup of room temperature softened cream cheese. We're going to add that in there, mix that around here in a little bit. Wouldn't be good pimento cheese, that a little bit of heat. So I got a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're going to mix that in there as well. A little bit of salt. A couple cranks of black pepper. Okay. And we're going to turn and burn. We're going to mix that all around. We're going to get that all nice and mixed up here. Man, there's nothing like a really good, freshly made pimento cheese. I am a huge pimento cheese fan. If it comes out of the tub, great. If it's made from scratch, man, it's even better. If you are a fan of pimento cheese like me, you can get it in the store, perfect. If not, make it from scratch, all that much better. Man, smells already fantastic. Really doesn't take all that much mixing. You just want to get that mayonnaise and that cream cheese in there, kind of working everything together. Man, it looks great. Awesome. Okay. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's put our Carolina Twinkie together. Okay. I'm going to get another spoon. Okay. Now, for our Carolina Twinkie, I have my cutting board here, and I'm going to set that up. Now, if you notice, I've taken my jalapenos here. You can see I've cut the tops off. I've sliced them lengthwise. You're going to use 2 halves for each one of these. Okay. So you're going to cut them in half. Take the guts out. Remove the seeds. Remove the innards. That's where a lot of the heat comes from. So you're really going to get a lot of the flavor of the jalapeno. You're going to get less of the heat out of it. So you're still going to get a little bit of the heat, still going to be a little bit of a kick, but it's not going to be shoot your mouth off incredibly spicy. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is get a couple of good, pretty heaping spoonfuls, okay, of this pimento cheese mixture. You're going to get your hands dirty. You might want to put some gloves on, especially because you're dealing with jalapenos. I'm a brave soul, and I promise not to touch my eyes later. So I'm going to, I'll be okay today. So couple, heaping spoonfuls here. We want to fill the cavities of these jalapenos with our pimento cheese. Okay, and then quite simply, we're just going to jam these two halves together. And if it gets messy, it's okay because we're going to wrap it up. Okay. Now we're going to take roughly a pound of sausage. If you, I found that 3/4 of a pound kind of works. Play it by ear based on the size of the jalapeno that you use. Okay. And you're going to take your cutting board and you're going to mash it down pretty flat to about a 1/2 inch flat. And you're going to take your jalapeno, kind of mash it down in the middle. And you're just going to work that sausage all the way around the outside. If it sticks a little to the cutting board, that's fine. You can pick it up a little bit later. But you're trying to work the sausage all the way around. All the way around there. There we go. And if a little bit sticks, that's okay. We want to completely encase that jalapeno all the way around. Go. Beautiful. So it's going to kind of look like a big old egg, just like that. Okay? Now, step 2, or step 3 now, take a piece of bacon. Okay? And you want to kind of take this piece of bacon, you want to kind of stretch it out a little bit. We're going to start at one end, and we're going to take that piece of bacon, and we want to kind of just wrap it around all the way. Okay? And if it doesn't work all the way, we will get a second piece of bacon, stretch it out a little bit, and then continue on. Then we will wrap that piece of bacon all the way around to the end as well. Okay. Didn't quite get it again, so we will start for the third. Wrap it all the way through. Okay. Last step in this wondrous process, okay, is that we are going to season it. So you can use any barbecue rub that you would like. For me, I have some of my Cajun two-step seasoning. That's fire, dude. If you ever seen that guy's videos online, give it a nice liberal coating all the way around. Get it nice and good and seasoned all the way through, all the way around, all the way covered till that seasoning is all the way around. All right, I'm going to get the rest of these done. I'll be back in just a moment, and I'll show you where I'll put these on the grill. Be right back. All right, welcome back. So I have completely encased and wrapped the rest of my Carolina Twinkies. So now I have got my Pit Boss smoker. I have preheated and set the smoker to 250 degrees, and we're going to set these Twinkies on the smoker on the main rack for 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and set these at 2 hours. We're going to let these things cook low and slow for the entire time. We're going to set these on one at a time right here in the middle. They look awesome. They're nice and encased. Fantastic. Can my camera guy get those? Man, they look awesome. So we're going to come back and we're going to get them in a couple of hours. We're going to check them. We're going to bring them back inside. We're going to cut one open, and we're going to show you how they look. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, folks. So while our Carolina Twinkies are out on the smoker, we're going to come back in here. We're going to make our cocktail for this week, which, because we're playing the Minnesota Golden Gophers, we're going to make a cocktail called the Gold Rush. Now, this really doesn't have anything to directly tie into Minnesota, but because it's called the Gold Rush, and this has a heavy infusion, and when I mean heavy, it is a heavy infusion of ginger, and ginger is a golden color. This is a golden gopher tied in cocktail. And because this is Virginia Tech, and whenever we can use bourbon, we're going to use bourbon because, again, this is Virginia Tech. Okay. So this Gold Rush, again, is a bourbon cocktail. So, of course, we're going to always use the best. And this was an anniversary gift from my beautiful wife. This is a Calumet 15 year. It was our 15th anniversary this year. This was a gift from her. So we're going to use that this year. Very good bourbon. But we're going to start with this cocktail. This calls for a gingered simple syrup. So if you can't find a gingered simple syrup, I'm going to show you how to make your own. So in this case, we're going to use some pre-made Roses simple syrup. Okay, and this recipe calls for a half an ounce. So we're going to pour about a half an ounce of simple syrup in there. And then we're just going to use about a quarter of a teaspoon's worth of ginger. So a little bit goes a long way with ginger. So one more little dollop in there will do just fine. Then we're going to take our mixing spoon, and then we're just going to give that a quick stir. We're just going to kind of dissolve that ginger into our half an ounce worth of simple syrup. And that's going to kind of be the base of our cocktail. So we're going to get all the ingredients kind of stirred and incorporated in there, but this is going to kind of be the base. So you want to kind of get that ginger kind of stirred and mixed in there, okay? Then we're going to start with our ice base. So we're going to kind of get all of our ice then to start, okay? Don't want to fill it up too much. We want to leave room for all of our base ingredients, okay? Now, start with our liquor. Start with our big ingredient. First, we're going to go with 2 ounces of bourbon, okay? So I have my 1.5 ounce jigger here. So we're going to go 1.5 ounces here, boom, 1.5 ounces. And then we're going to go another half an ounce, boom, right there. Then we're going to flip it over. And over here, I have ginger cello. So this is a ginger infused liqueur. So we're going to add our 3/4 ounce here, boom, right there. We are going to add a couple dashes Angostura bitters. There we go. We are going to add a couple dashes of lemon juice. There, boom. Then we're going to top it off with some fresh ginger beer. This, I have some Bundaberg. This is an Australian ginger beer. You can use whatever you prefer. And we're just going to fill to the top. Now, ginger beer is going to add some fizz. It's going to add some pretty stout flavor to it. Then we're going to take our spoon and we're just going to stir to combine all these wonderful flavors. If you so choose, if you like a garnish, you can choose to garnish this with a lemon wedge. Doesn't add anything to it. You can choose to add that if you like. Here we go. This is your Gold Rush. Cheers. It's a pretty much a bourbon mule or a Kentucky mule, but it is a little bit on the sweeter side. With that simple syrup added to it, you get a heavy ginger profile, not only with the ginger beer, but again with the added ginger simple syrup, everything, and the ginger liqueur added to it, so it does have that little heavier profile to it. It is a very, very good cocktail. It is definitely, if you like ginger and you like bourbon, it is definitely for you. It's a little on the heavier side, which is going to be nice. It's going to be about 40 degrees or so, in 45 degrees or so when you're tailgating in Charlotte. So if you're tailgating in Charlotte for the Duke's Mayo Classic, enjoy a Carolina Twinkie, enjoy a Gold Rush. We're going to see you in just a few minutes. We're going to periodically check in on these Carolina Twinkies, and we'll see you in a few minutes when we pull these things off the smoker, and we'll see you check back in a few. See you in a couple minutes. All right, so this is what we look like about an hour into the cook. You can see the nice color here. Man, they look amazing. Get some nice color from that seasoning. All right, we'll check on them when they're done. Man, wish you could be here and smell it. See you in a little bit. All right, folks, we have just pulled these guys off the grill. These Carolina Twinkies look amazing. They have cooked for, once again, they've cooked for 2 hours at 250 degrees. We checked on them at 1 hour. They were looking good. We checked them again at an hour and a half, and we glazed them with a little bit of barbecue sauce. So under normal circumstances, we would let them rest for a little bit. But because this is a video, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut them open so you can see kind of what the cheese looks like. We're going to make sure to kind of see how everything looks. So I'm going to go get ahead and get a fork. We're going to take one of these. We're going to take it off. We're going to cut it open. So what you're going to see when we cut this open, we're just going to cut it open right in the middle. We get into the middle of this guy. If you really, really, truly like your, oh man, look at that. If you really like your jalapeno super crispy, I like mine a little bit al dente. So you can take it off right at the 2 hour mark. If you really want it to be kind of mushy, some people like theirs a little mushy, you can crank your temperature up at the very end to 300 degrees and cook it for about an extra 15 to 20 minutes, and it'll make your jalapeno a little bit softer at the end. But if you can see here at the end, the sausage is cooked all the way through. It's got a nice little smoke ring around there all the way at the end. You have the pimento cheese has melted all the way through. Oh, it looks absolutely amazing all the way through. I'm going to cut myself another little sliver here, a little piece, and oh, it is sloppy and it is a little bit messy, but that's okay. It's a tailgate. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be neat. It is not supposed to be tidy. And I'm going to take this little serving fork, and I'm going to have my own little taste here. Go Hokies. Sorry. Jalapeno is fantastic. It's not too spicy. Sausage is great. The seasoning and the rub on the outside, it's phenomenal. The pimento cheese gives it that nice little savory flair to it. Please, please, please try these. If you have a smoker at home, it's great. This is probably not something, but if a lot of people don't get a chance to travel to the bowl game, so it is a late night kickoff next Friday. So if you do have a chance, start these earlier in the day. Enjoy these during the bowl game. We'll be back here. Enjoy these with your Gold Rush. Once again, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys tuning in all season for everything that we've done here with the 10-minute tailgate. It has been a blast for me to do this for you guys. Once again, follow the Sons of Saturday on all the social media channels, YouTube, everything. Thanks to Billy Ray and Pat for letting me do this. Follow them on all the social media. Don't forget to follow Pete B and Sam. College Football Monday, great show, Too Deep, all and everything that they're doing as well. And as always, go Hokies.